Hello, Captains. I am your host, the Doctor / Borg Drone. Welcome to more Let's Play Star Trek Online. This is my Romulan Faction playthrough as a Reman character aligned with the KDF. So, today we are continuing the Delta Quadrant missions. You can see I am right here in front of the Janolan Dyson Sphere in the Delta Quadrant. Now, in the last mission, let's go to Delta Quadrant here. The last mission we played was Revelations. And what this did is introduced us to the threat that is in the Delta Quadrant, that being the Vaadwaur. However, it was a bit jarring to know that there was a new threat because of the fact that they have removed the patrol missions in the Delta Quadrant as part of the mission log journal. In the past, between Reunion and Revelations, there was this other mission, and it was to go do 4 patrols. And in those patrols, you learn that there's an enemy out there, a negative influence, because you have to fight them, but you don't quite know who they are yet. And then that leads into Revelations, where we learn who they are. So removing those patrols did affect the storyline. It does affect the storyline. Now, I asked in that last video, how do you want me to handle the patrols in this game? Because all of these systems basically have patrols, and they used to be, again, part of the storyline missioning. They have since removed that, and in fact, I can't even find them under available. You just have to now fly to the patrol and do it yourself. But there is a storyline that flows through them, and that part has been removed from the game. So I asked, how do you want me to handle them? Do you want me to play them in the order that they used to be in? Or do you want me to play them all at the end? And I read your comments and your feedback, and I greatly appreciate them. I have decided, after thinking it through very thoroughly, to go ahead and do all of the patrols at the end of doing all the Delta Quadrant missions, and let me explain why. I thought this through very, very hard, and I read through your opinions and feedback on it, and the way I feel about it is this. I've already done a playthrough of the Delta Quadrant. I've done that on previous playthroughs. In fact, when the Delta Quadrant expansion was launched in the game, I immediately did a playthrough of the Delta Quadrant. So you can go back and watch my older playthrough when this expansion was launched and see what that order was like with those patrols put in the right spot. So that content is already on my channel. I will post a link to it in the top right corner. You click the top right corner of your screen about right now. I will put a link to that playthrough. So if you want to see what the patrols look like in the order of the missions, you can watch that playthrough. So I've already done that in the past. Now what's happened since then is obviously they've reordered things. So the whole goal, I was thinking, with this playthrough that I'm doing now is to see how the game currently plays. How it currently plays, not how it used to play, because I've already done that, but how it currently plays, how it's currently laid out, and to give feedback and comments based on that playthrough, based on how it is now, right now. So I don't think I'd be doing my due diligence if I didn't play it the way they have it set up now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it the way the game is now, how it plays now, how they have rearranged everything now, and play it that way. That way I get that experience, and I can compare the two experiences at the end and talk about it and tell you which way I liked it better. So that's what I'm going to do, is play it like it is now and relate that experience to you, because when you log into the game and play it now, this is the same experience you're going to get. So it's only fair that I do it that way, because that's what you're going to get today. But I still want to include the patrols because they are important. Therefore, at the end of playing all the Delta Quadrant missions, I will do all of the patrols, and I'm going to do them in the order that they are supposed to be played. And there is a correct order to them, and I will go over that when I get to it. there's a correct order. So I will do them in the right order, but after I finish all the Delta Quadrant missions, because right now this is how they have it laid out. You play Reunion, and then you jump right into Revelations, and then today we're going to jump right into All That Glitters. So if the storyline doesn't make sense, and it seems like there's story holes in there, that's on Cryptic, not me. That's how they organized it. Alright, let's move on. All That Glitters, that's what we're playing today. Join the Doctor to respond to a medical emergency, and you'll have to deal with more than a virus.
Are you familiar with Voyager's emergency medical hologram? He's quite unique, even for an old EMH Mark I. Now he holds rank in Starfleet in his own right. We've received a message that the Doctor requires assistance to deal with the medical situation on an Ocampa freighter in the Shenda system. He is currently en route in one of Voyager's shuttles. Normally I would send a medical vessel, but we have seen a spike in Vaadwaur attacks, and I want to make sure he has all the resources he will need. Could you go to the Shenda system and assist the Doctor?
Yep, and we're going to get a personal reward, EMH Mark I, and career-specific very rare kit reward. Let's go to the Shenda system, which is down here. Now, I am still flying my regular version of the Fayette Intel Warbird. Haven't switched it out to the Fleet version yet. Haven't really done a whole lot of space battle yet. That's why I haven't really changed it out to the Fleet version yet. I don't feel like I've got my shake of, you know, space combat with this ship yet. And after this mission, the Kobali front will have no space action. So I may wait a little bit before I change it out. I'm going to wait till I get to a point where I feel it's like inadequate. And I don't feel that it's inadequate just yet. Alright, I am also playing all the missions, of course, in advanced difficulty, which does make it more difficult. I'm seeing a change, by the way. This is post Rise of Discovery, so the Rise of Discovery has been out now as of the new recording of this. It looks like they've changed things to where, like, people's fonts are bigger. Look at this. People's ship names and everything are huge now. I guess I can see them better. That's something. I do have my HUD size scale increased, and I guess now they've tied in the fonts of people's ships and names into the HUD scaling increase, so now you can read their names easier. That's kind of cool, I guess. Does make it easier to see them now. Let's see what this mission's all about. We have arrived in the Shenda system. The distress signal is coming from the transport dead ahead, but we've received no response to our hails. I'll keep trying, but perhaps our guest knows more. The emergency medical hologram known as the Doctor is in a nearby shuttle and awaiting our hail. Well, let's go to the Doctor's shuttle then. He's in a Type 8 shuttle. Hail the Doctor's shuttle, and we got a freighter here.
Pleased to meet you. I scanned your service record before your arrival. You've been in quite a few battles, haven't you? Ever stop to think about the strain you're putting on your medical crew before you charge into combat?
Wow.
Of course you don't. No captain ever does.
Okay, nice to meet you too, Doctor. I like the response, because that's... nice to meet you too, Doctor.
We've been hailing this Ocampan freighter for some time, but we're not getting a response, and our sensors cannot penetrate their shields. Their initial distress signals indicated that they were suffering from Paranesti measles. I can treat it easily, if I can get onto the ship. Now that your ship is here, it should be trivial to board the vessel and assess the situation. Transport me aboard your vessel, and then my shuttle can return to Voyager.
How do you know they want the help? Prepare for transport.
Excellent. Your ship has more powerful sensors than my shuttle.
Alright, scan, and the shuttle just warps off by itself. Interesting. Scan disabled ship. I was going to say dock the shuttle in my ship, but okay, it's going to go away. Vaadwaur ships inbound! What is that thing? Oh, it's one of those constriction anchors. Okay, I'm in a bad position here. Had to back up there. I was in a really vulnerable position.
Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%.
Yeah, that went pretty smooth, actually.
4 shields failing.
Took him out
Hull
pretty good.
integrity
Now,
below 50%.
I am taking a lot of damage, but I'm able to. I'm okay. I was just in a real bad spot when they hit me there.
Shields failing.
Those constriction anchors.
Right shield's failing.
I'm probably gonna blow up now.
Below 25%.
Doing everything I can to stay alive. That constriction anchor is really got a hold on me. I'm almost dead. Okay, let's pull out and come back in. Let's pull way out and come back in. Yeah, the Vodwar can do a lot of damage for sure. They got that ability with that constriction anchor was really holding
Warning.
me.
Ship is under attack. Hull integrity below 25%.
I think I got him now. I'm in a better position.
Hold your fire. I am Gaul, leader of the Vodwar.
Cool. Hey, I managed to survive. Had to do everything I could, but I did manage to survive. Barely. Okie dokie. Yes, hi, Gaul. How are you? Nice firing on my ship.
Greetings. I am Gaul, leader of the Vodwar supremacy. I apologize for the overzealousness of my soldiers. This action was not authorized.
I'm Admiral Omega of the RRW Hand of Omega.
I'm pleased to finally meet you. It appears your presence here in the Delta Quadrant has inadvertently caused some conflict between us. I would rather avoid any more unpleasantness. Would you be willing to meet with me face to face?
See, all of this animosity between us and the Vodwar, and it sounds like we've been in battle for a long time, feels unearned because the patrols are missing. Doing those patrols really filled in a vital part of this story. It made this conflict with the Vodwar seem, well, plausible. Right now, it just jumps right into it with the storyline. It just doesn't seem like this is earned yet. Alright, yes, but I found such talks are best on neutral grounds.
That is understandable. Do you have a location in mind? There are not many areas of the Delta Quadrant where my people are not reviled.
I might know a place. I'll be back with you in a moment. We're gonna use Neelix's old place.
What a wonderful surprise! Is there anything I can do for you?
Hello, Neelix. We need a neutral place for a diplomatic negotiation with the Vodwar, and I was wondering if you could help.
Diplomatic negotiations? I am Starfleet's ambassador to the Delta Quadrant. I would be more than happy to offer my services as mediator. As for the location, Dexa and most of our people are on New Talax now, but we still have the asteroid base in the Intaba system. It's mostly empty now, just a few cleanup crews, and the Kazon have been leaving it alone. It would be perfect.
I like this answer better for my character. The asteroid base sounds perfect. Your diplomatic assistance, however, no need to trouble yourself.
Well, did you find a suitable location for our meeting?
Yeah, there's an asteroid base in the Intaba system that the Talaxians have been using.
Talaxians? Are there still Talaxian communities? How odd. This site is agreeable. Send my ship the coordinates and I will meet you there.
Alright, guess we're
I'm
going to
contacting
there.
the closest medical ship. They can investigate this further while we meet with Gaul.
Alright, excellent idea. Let's go. Back to that asteroid. Sir, we've arrived in the Intaba system. Gaul's ship is already here, and he is transported down. Okay. He got here mighty quick.
Imagine using a medical emergency as a trap. The Vaadwaur have no shame. I don't trust Gaul. He betrayed us on Vaadwaur Prime. He'll do it again.
It's good to see you again so soon. If I might make a suggestion, I would recommend only bringing 2 crew members with your away team. Gaul brought 4 aides. You'll have the doctor and myself, and bringing more of your crew down might look like you're trying to get an advantage on him. Gaul seems very touchy. Proper protocol will be important.
Fine. Okay. Yeah, let's take my healer just in case. Who is my healer? Is it you? Yes, you are my healer, and we'll take Tovin Kev too. Yep, here we go. See if we can negotiate with the Vaadwaur, although it just came out of nowhere. It seems like, why negotiate? We haven't really had any conflict with them. See, that's why the patrols were important, because you felt like that conflict was there. Now, with the current storyline, how they've moved things around, it's like, where is this conflict they're talking about? Why are we negotiating with Gaul? We haven't had any conflict with the Vaadwaur. We just met him in the last mission. In fact, we barely met him. We just... You know, jeez, come on. I don't think Cryptic necessarily
so good to see.
Thinks these things
Doctor,
through
it's been
completely.
30 years. You haven't aged a day.
Yes, it's good to see you too, Neelix.
We have a bit of time before we'll begin. We're giving the Vaadwaur a fine Talaxian feast to help ease the tension. Doctor, you must tell me all you've been up to.
Oh, Neelix, I couldn't. Not with the Vaadwaur here. But I suppose it is important that you hear about my many achievements since our last meeting. And my brilliant research was able to prove, conclusively. Thus I began my grand adventure into the challenge of writing Klingon opera.
Well, Brax and I agreed to never mention the incident again. Well, at least not to Dexa.
Neelix, the Vaadwaur have finished the appetizers and are waiting for you.
Oh, well, we had better get going. We can talk more later.
That voice just came out of nowhere. Alright, let's greet Neelix.
Do you remember Chef Jolax from the last time you were here? He's the one that has been serving the Vaadwaur their fabulous appetizers. Full bellies make for good conversation, I always say. He told me that Gaul is a little grumpy, but I'm sure you can handle him. Gaul is in the command room now, waiting for us. Jolax should be back soon to take everyone's orders for the main course.
Alright, let's go speak with Gaul then. Walk to conference room. Yep, this place is empty now. What is Neelix doing? Keeps jumping all over me. Hope this is a conference room. Okay, here it is. Talk to Gaul.
Ah, at last. I must say your Talaxian friends are quite hospitable. But down to business. Our meeting is long overdue.
See, he says our meeting is long overdue. We just met them in the last mission. Just met them. Right? Well, I mean, I guess technically we met them 30 years ago in the Delta Quadrant. But, I mean, you know what I mean. As far as this storyline goes in Star Trek Online, we just realized that they're still alive and making a menace. Indeed, it's time to settle our differences. Again, it's like, what differences? We just found out we had a conflict in the last mission. Woo, abrupt much.
As do I. My people are damaged, in crisis. We are already at war with the Kabali, and with you, giving your alliances support for them.
See, we don't even know that. We've just now learned they're at war with the Kabali, and we haven't even met the Kabali yet. But I think we might have if we had played the patrols. I think there's a patrol where you help a Kobali freighter, or you help some... Yeah, you help somebody and they mention, or it is the Kobali in a patrol, and you realize that the Kobali and Vodwar are at conflict too. You learn that in a patrol. Okay, so that is a storyline element learned in a patrol that is realized right here in a mission. But yet, because the patrols have been taken out, we don't know that. We don't know that. And so it makes that comment here from Vodwar, from Gaul, out of nowhere.
Do you know why we fight the Kobali? Their world was once a Vodwar colony, one of our largest. And there is still a large cache of stasis tubes on the planet. Those are my brothers and sisters being held hostage. The Kobali are stealing them, taking their very identities and transforming them.
See, all of this is new news to us. We've just been introduced to the Delta Quadrant, and all of a sudden, this is just new news that we would not know. It's coming out of nowhere. They won't return the remaining tubes?
The Kobali would rather watch us die and use our corpses as fuel for their unnatural corruption. Is it wrong to fight against your own extinction? Don't we have a right to survive as well?
There must be a way we can end this peacefully. This war will scar the Quadrant for decades to come.
There can be no peace. Not after what they've done. Are you suggesting we are weak? That we should just lay down and die for them? No, we will not.
This mission really needs to come after the Kobali front. That would make more sense, because when you play the Kobali front, you learn about what's going on Kobali, homeworld. You learn that the Vodwar are on the planet. They're having a war there. This mission would make a lot more sense now if it were moved to go after the Kobali front. Alright, no, but destroying the Kobali isn't right either. There are greater threats in the galaxy we must face.
Do not try to pacify me. We will have our retribution. You have my offer. Abandon your alliance with the Kobali and support us, and we will be your strongest ally in the Quadrant.
See, this mission is like basing the fact that you know what's going on with the Kobali. We're an alliance with them, but they're at war, the Vodwar and the Kobali, and it doesn't make sense because we haven't been introduced to that information yet. That's why this really needs to be moved to after the Kobali front now. I'm not here to start war with the Kobali.
Peace. You know nothing of what it means to be Vodwar. You need to understand.
What do you mean?
The Vodwar have endured too much to make peace. Do you expect us to forget the destruction of our cities? The massacres of our people?
The food's almost ready. What would you all like for your main course?
I thought we already ate. I thought they just said
you need to understand
that
even
they were
the
filling their
smallest
bellies.
fraction of our anger.
What? He's dead, Jim.
He's dead. I'm sorry.
Does that make you angry, Talaxian?
No, it makes me sad. For Jolex. And for you.
Then we are not done.
Okay, Jolex coming in and saying the food's ready. What do you want for the main course? Makes no sense, because they just said at the beginning that they were all eating a big feast to fill their bellies, because he likes conversation is better on a full stomach. And then the chef comes in and says, oh, hey, okay, now it's time to eat. Yeah, they got an order problem there. I hate those kind of problems because they're so evident. They're like, ugh, you just said this, but then this is happening. That don't make no sense. Contact your ship. Admiral, the entire Vodwar fleet is opening fire on the remaining Talaxian ships. We've sent out distress signals to every ship in range. We'll do what we can to protect the Talaxians, but we can't hold out against this many ships. What happened? Explain the situation to 3 of 4. That's horrible. Do you think Gaul had any intention of negotiating in good faith, or was this all an act? We're giving the Talaxians all the time we can to escape, but it's not looking good up here. Some of the Vaudois have already broken off to pursue them. Your orders? I don't know. I guess, yeah, give me a tactical team, strike team, sure. We'd have to drop shields to transport or launch a shuttle. If I'll do that, I'll lose the ship. We'll try and find some way to get help to you. But until things are under control up here, anything we do is going to be risky. Okay, I need a scan of the base. How many Talaxians are alive? Scans show 2 large groups of Talaxians in a storage room in the logistics area. They have the doors blocked, but there are Vaudois trying to get in at both locations. It doesn't look good. I'm afraid you will only have time to rescue one group. Fight on behalf of the Romulan people. I shall see you soon.
Time only to save one group? I do not envy your choice. I would go with you, but I cannot leave Neelix alone. And time is of the essence. I'm afraid you'll have to go on without us.
No, I'm going. I can't sit by and let the Vaudois kill my friends. I won't be a burden. I promise. I have to do this.
Okay. Okay. Defeat Vaudois in the cargo bay, and I guess those people I need to rescue. Here we go.
Personal shield losing power.
Yeah, the Vaudois are pretty tough. Let's bring out my Echo Papa. Should have that for sure. Can do my
Enemy
that
targets on
too,
sensors.
and that. There we go. She's down. Where are you, my robot? Where are you at? Oh, now you're back alive.
Enemy targets on sensors.
How do we choose who to save?
I don't know. Let's just go into this one and save them.
Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
We've saved the hostages, but they may be safer here.
Okay, tell the hostages to stay.
What about the people in the storage room?
Well, let's find out.
Personal shield losing power.
We should check to see if any of the Talaxians survived.
Doctor, you have to save them. These are my friends.
They're all dead.
They are beyond my help now, Neelix. I'm sorry.
Then we can still save the others. We have to get to the shuttle in the cargo bay.
Helix and the doctor keep jumping right on me. Very annoying. Personal space, Neelix. Personal space.
Personal shield losing power.
The Vaadwaur really like to go
Flanking
behind
damage
you.
detected.
I've noticed that. They like to definitely get behind you.
Flanking damage
Well,
detected.
they are hard to take down. And there's another one behind me.
Personal shield losing power.
Yeah, it's more difficult on advanced difficulty. Remember the level I'm playing on. I can definitely tell compared to normal difficulty, it's more difficult.
Personal shield losing power.
I've sent a signal to the remaining Talaxians to join us here as soon as possible.
Want to get the goodies.
More Vaadwaur on the way! Defend the shuttle! More on the way. If I weren't a hologram, I'd be worried.
I'm not really worried. We seem to be doing okay.
Personal shield losing power.
A large number of Vaadwaur are closing in. I'm afraid they may be too much for you to handle.
I don't think so. I can handle them.
The Teray are here to assist. After this, our debt to you is repaid.
But I guess the Teray are here, so they're going to help
That's
us.
timely. Here come the Vaadwaur.
I think I could have handled them myself.
Enemy combatant in close proximity.
The Vaadwaur have been repelled. I would have words with you before you continue.
You helped with one group of Vaadwaur. I took care of the rest myself. Come on now. Wasn't even that big of a group, that last one.
Our help does not mean we are now allies. We are repaying a debt. Our ships are currently engaging the Vaadwaur fleet. It is unsafe for this shuttle to launch until they are defeated. We will return to our ships. I suggest you do the same. We will provide cover for your ship so it may drop shields to transport you.
Okay, alright, that helps. Thank you. The space part helps. Alright, well, let's take on, I guess, the Vaudoir in space.
I knew this meeting was a farce. The word Vaudoir means fool in ancient Talaxian. Did you know that? You thought me a fool who would swallow your insults without comment. A fool who would blunder into the trap you set with the Toray. I am not.
You're the one who did this, Gull, not me.
This has destroyed any chance of an accord between us. How disappointing. I had thought you would be a valuable ally. Now you are just another victim.
We did everything we could to make peace with you, Gull. You're the one who destroyed it. Okay. Do a thing here.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Rear shields failing.
Reinforcements.
Four shields failing. Hull integrity below 25%.
Ooh, I'm dead. I knew that was going to happen. That area of effect attack that they have is very powerful.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Use my
Target's
intel
shields
powers
have
on them.
failed. Target's shields
Voyager
have
is
failed.
here. We will not allow the Vaudoir to escape.
Use my singularity powers on them. Or I tried to, anyway.
Target's shields have failed. Rear shields failing. Hull integrity below 25%.
Now this is a pretty good battle.
Target's shields
This is
have
what I'm
failed.
looking for.
Hull integrity
Okay,
below
now
50%.
we just got the big heavy artillery vessel. It's closer. Let's see if we can take it out.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Hull integrity below 50%.
Indeed we can.
Target's shields have failed.
Yes. Not bad. That was a nice battle. I liked that. That really tested my ship quite well.
You came to our aid when the Vaudoir attacked our homeworld. Now we have come to assist you. This discharges our obligation.
Thank you for your assistance. Perhaps we can be allies someday.
How could they do something so horrible? We're no threat to them. We'd done nothing but welcome them. And he killed my friends just to make a statement. I don't understand how anyone would be so callous.
They will be avenged.
I don't blame you. I agreed to let the Vaudois come here. I put my people in danger. This is my responsibility. I just never conceived that even the Vaudois could be so treacherous. They double-crossed us on Voyager and tried to take the ship, but slaughtering innocent people. My time on Voyager changed me. I saw the best that people could be. I forgot, or wanted to forget, how evil they could be.
I promise you that Gaul will face justice for what he's done.
With your permission, I'll lead the survivors back to New Talax. Then we can return with a security force to collect the dead.
Farewell.
I've been in contact with the USS Blackwell. They boarded the freighter in the Shenda system, but it was empty. It was all a ruse by the Vaudois to lure us into that system. Everything was part of this play Gaul wanted to perform, from the initial distress call to his intervention and offer to negotiate. And then he used a massacre to set his stage. That's the kind of man he is, and unless he's stopped, the entire quadrant may fall.
Let us hope it does not come to that.
Gaul has shown his true nature. I expected he was not dealing in good faith. But nevertheless, we had to make an attempt to find a peaceful solution to our problems with the Vaudois. Now the war will continue. I grieve for all who have been lost, and for those who will fall before this conflict ends.
Again, this great war that's been going on, and we've just been introduced to it literally in the last mission. Just doesn't seem like it's been earned. It just came out of nowhere. They make it sound so grandiose, but for us, for the player, for me playing the game, it's like, where did this come from? All of a sudden, it's just bam, right in front of me. All right, we had to try.
Senseless, meaningless death. I'll never understand. I hope Neelix and his people will be able to find some peace, and that Gaul will answer for his crimes. And I hope our paths cross again, perhaps under better circumstances next time. With your permission, I'll return to Voyager.
Permission granted, farewell. And we're done. The Talaxian base is safe for now, and the surviving Talaxians are making their way back to New Talax. Let's depart and turn in this mission, and then we'll talk about it here for a second. And I'm going to get me a refill of coffee after this. Okay, let's turn this in.
Gaul's actions were unconscionable. A senseless slaughter simply to make a point. And he wanted your sympathy? It's clear from your reports that he had no intention of making peace, and that he would have twisted anything you said to meet his own agenda. He's a warmonger, one that must be stopped. Peace with the Vaudois will not be attained through Gaul, but we'll keep looking for another way. Perhaps there's someone else out there who will be more reasonable.
Okay, let's take our rewards. We're going to get a personal reward, EMH Mark 1, who's going to be a duty officer roster. And then a career-specific, very rare kit reward. And let's see what all that's about. Looks like our very rare kit reward was a smoke grenade, Mark 13. Well, I don't need it, so salvage that. That was pointless. But I will take the EMH Mark 1 duty officer. Double-click that. He is a nurse, ground, chance to activate an EMH Mark 1 when using hypo. And this reminds me, I do not have any active space or ground DOFs right now. None. Note. I need to go through and add some. That will definitely help. But right now I have no active space or ground duty officers. So just keep that in mind. I don't have any of those right now. I will in the future. I need to add some. Okay, so yeah. Oh, it looks like I finished a personal endeavor. Whatever the personal endeavor was for today. I finished the yellow one. Okay, cool. Great. Pointless, but great. Okay, so let's talk about this mission and all this a little bit. Let's go to the Delta Quadrant missions here. I did say in the past that the Delta Quadrant missions and expansion is one of the best in Star Trek Online, and I definitely hold that opinion. The Delta Quadrant expansion is one of the best in this game. They really put a lot of thought into it when they made it. But the problem is they meddled with it after that. It was fine at the beginning, but then many months later, next update, whatever, they meddled with it and changed the order of missions, combined some things, especially the Kobali front. It used to be more spread out, and they removed the patrols as part of the missions, the mission patrols. Now, I know I'm harking on this a lot, and I apologize if you believe that I'm repeating myself on this a lot, or that I'm being very negative about it. But the reason why that I am is because I've seen the game, what it's like with those things in that order, and I enjoyed it, and it made sense in that order. And there are real storyline elements in those patrols and things that have been removed that make the story make more sense. And because they've removed them, it's jarring now. There's holes and gaps in the storyline. For example, jumping right into this war with the Vought War that doesn't feel earned. Finding out that there's a war with the Kobali. The Vought War are at war with the Kobali while we are allies. Some of these things are revealed in the patrols, and you don't get that sense that the Vought War are a big threat out there. If you had taken the time to play 4 or 8 patrols before this mission, you would understand that the Vought War are a big threat out there, and the war would seem like, okay, we need to make peace with Gaul. But we don't get that sense. We don't get that sense playing this mission because we were only introduced to the Vought War in Revelations, the mission right before all that glitters, and it just doesn't feel earned. And that's the hole. That's the hole I'm talking about. There's that hole because the patrols are still there, but they're not part of the mission, and there's a storyline element that flows through them. So I know I'm talking about it a lot, but there's a reason for that. There's my experience has taught me that the game was the Delta Quadrant expansion was better with those things in that order that it originally came out. And you can watch that experience again. I played it when it first came out, so you can go check out those videos on my channel and see what that plays, and you'll see that it makes a lot more sense. They also combined the Kobali front. It used to be a series, like you would play like part of the Kobali front and then some missions and then the other part of the Kobali front and then the third act. There were 3 acts. There was like Kobali front first act, Kobali front second act, and Kobali front third act. And they combined all those acts into one mission now called the Kobali front. So again, that's them changing things after the fact, which makes it feel a little different. Playing all that glitters with what we learn and what we have Gaul talking about with the Kobali feels to me like it should now become or fall after the Kobali front. They need to flip these 2 missions around. After Revelations, we should play the Kobali front and learn all about the Vought War and the Kobali battle. Then we should do all that glitters, because then you would understand what's going on with the Kobali, and that storyline, that dialogue that Gaul talks about would make a lot more sense. So even with this current setup here, they do need to flip all that glitters and the Kobali front, in my opinion. It would make a lot more sense if they did that. So anyway, that's my opinion on that. The mission itself is pretty cool, pretty good. It just needs to come after the Kobali front. That's my opinion. But as it is right now, the next mission we are going to play is the Kobali front. So it's like we're going backwards. Now we're going to learn what the Kobali and Vought War are doing to each other, basically. Now, the thing about the Kobali front is it is all ground-based, no space-based stuff, and it is very long. There's basically 3 acts, like I said, 3 acts, Act 1, 2, and 3, and you do like three missions on the Kobali homeworld, or planet, per act. It's going to be a long kind of thing, and I think that the way they have it now is that it's all wrapped up into that Kobali front mission. So if it allows me, what I'm going to do in the next video is to play all 3 acts of the Kobali front in one video. That means I'll be doing everything on the Kobali homeworld, or the Kobali planet, from start to finish. And if you've played that before, you know what I mean by that. it's going to be all the missions on the planet. So I will do them in one video, but do expect that to be a very long video, over an hour for sure, because the missions are quite involved. Well, not really involved. It's just that it's like a story arc taking place on the planet, and it's like just very long. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 9 to 10 missions or something. So it's very long. So just expect that. I'll do a video on it, but I want to try to get it all in on one video and make it one thing like they have it here before we move on to the next mission, capture the flag. It just makes sense to go ahead and do all of the Kobali front at one time rather than mixing it up now. So I'm going to do it how they have it laid out here in the mission journal. So just know that. Next video, pretty long. I'm going to do all of the Kobali front, or all that it will let me do anyway. And then we'll do, you know, capture the flag the next video after that. So, very long video on the next one. But that's the deal. That's what I've got right now. That was all that glitters. And because the next mission, the Kobali front, is all ground, not really going to have another chance to do ship battles until we get to capture the flag. So I'm not quite sure yet when I'm going to switch over to the new fleet version of this ship. But we can definitely see that the Vaadwaur do a lot of damage on this ship. Again, advanced difficulty missions, that's why that's happening, but yeah. Dragon's Deceit is mostly a ground mission, and then a TFO. We'll probably do Bug Hunt for that. So I'm not sure yet when I'm going to switch out the ship, but for right now, for the next several missions, I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.